Hey, my name is Emily Buffington, and this is my video on why every party should have a paladin. I love playing with a paladin as the DM. I love it when the party has one. It's just so much fun. They have healing capabilities, they're really good at being able to deal lots of damage. They're really nice to have around. I have had 2 different parties where I've had paladins, including the one that I'm in right now. And then I was a co-DM for a campaign where I was a player and a DM, and the player that the other DM and I switched back and forth was a paladin. So really fun. I'll tell you a couple of my experiences about those, and then why I think that is just awesome having one. My campaign a couple months ago, I had a friend and he created this character named Felir. Felir was this Tiefling Paladin that's goal was to destroy all evil in the world before eventually killing himself, which he considered as a Tiefling to be a form of evil. So he went around and his whole plan, all along, he was like, I don't care if I die because ultimately I'm gonna kill myself in the end. And he just went about, and he was such a fun character to have as the DM. My friend went way into being the destroying undead, eliminating anything he thought was evil. So having him have something like Divine Sense made this way easier because he was able to just Divine Sense, oh, there's an undead nearby, that's where we're going. And some of my favorite Felir moments, with him being the tiefling that hated himself. Eventually the party had a bunch of money. And with their money, they were like, oh, could we get the special tattoos where you could get a spell tattooed on your arm for a one-time use kind of a thing. I was like, sure, why not? Sounded fun. I had no idea what they were planning on doing. And so they were like, okay, so what level spell, can we get a 5th level spell? I'm like, yeah, sure. And so they went to this party and this store and they had a lot of money. So they were able to spend it. They were like, we're wanting to get reincarnate. And I was like, okay. And I didn't know what they were planning. None of their party members have died or anything. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And so then they went to Felir. They were like, hey, Felir, we got this thing that we can reincarnate you as a different race. So do you want to become something different? And he was like, yes. And so they killed Felir. They drowned him just to cast reincarnate on him so that he came back. But then he came back as a gnome. And he went from this 7-foot tall tiefling that was always wore heels because he had these special boots that were heels. And he was like, I don't care. I'm wearing them anyway. And did that. And then they killed him and he turned into a gnome and he was like, nope, not happening. They still had lots of money. So they went and they got another one of the tattoos and then brought him back again. And he was a half elf. He's like, I am satisfied with this decision. And what was really fun about Felir was I had a super hard time as the DM trying to hurt him. So I would go through encounters where it was I would have my NPCs or my monsters fight Felir, but with all of his stuff that he had a 22 AC. And so he was like, yeah, doesn't hit. And I was like, oh. So anyway, it made it very difficult for me to hit him, which was really fun for me to come up with a new challenge of having to find things that had more area effects. Doesn't matter what your armor class is, you had to do a dex save and all that. Something else that was really nice about Felir was that in his determination to kill, he also was oh, in order I need to save people first. And since he was so tanky, he would go around and would use laying on of hands, which was super convenient. So then he was able to just use the rest of his spell slots to just do smite. So he would go in the front, kill a bunch of things, and then would notice that people were hurt, run back and heal them, and just would be able to take hits and stuff. And that was really nice. Kept the party alive multiple times. Made me fall in love with paladins. It was the first time I'd had a paladin in the party, and something that I thought was really cool from the DM's point of view, that really changed the way I had to think about encounters, was the fact that they could do smiting after they hit. So when they do their divine smite, it's after hitting, you can choose to add the different level of the slots. And then it made me be more aggressive in what kind of encounters I was doing and really helped me grow and learn and be able to give them something that was a higher level, maybe not higher AC, but higher hit point. So my second campaign with a paladin, we had a coming of age story where there's this group of people who the players had not played D&D, before, like none of them had played. So me and my one friend who had been playing together for a while, we co-DM'd it, and we had them going on this journey where they had this dragon egg and they had to carry it from the village to the hatching grounds, and along the way they had to complete a couple tasks to make it so the egg would hatch properly. So what we did for this was we were like, alright, none of them have played before, so we kind of want to show how it works. So we created this character named Orzol, and it was we determined that he was going to be a paladin because we wanted to have somebody that was tanky and could heal people, making sure that the party could stay alive, and just for a little bit so they can kind of feel how it would be to play. And along the way, as we were like planning and we were thinking about it, we determined that this guy was going to be totally evil, and he was going to end up being the big bad guy. So we had him be an Oathbreaker Paladin. And it was really nice being able to have this kind of Oathbreaker Paladin route, because we knew that he was evil all along, but he still had some things that were helpful to the party. So he was still a helpful party member, but like also there were a couple things that we were able to do that made it like, is this guy really trustworthy, really good? In my current party, I also have a paladin. His name is Callahan Edgekeeper, and he's a really fun character. He just joined after his brother died, and so his whole thing is that he's trying to find his brother, finds out he's dead, and then is trying to avenge him and continue the quest that his brother had been on. So he's a fun paladin, and he's a paladin of the ancients, and it's so cool. I'm loving having him so far. He's a great addition to the party because they had an almost TPK, so 4 out of the 6 of the members of the party died. I was not planning on it. It was a random encounter too. So it was a bit interesting. So after that, they're like all of the people that died like created these super tanky characters that are like, we're gonna help each other and make sure we don't die. So something that was really cool about the Paladin of the Ancients that they have is the aura of warding, which is just so nice. Everybody around him can get resistance to damage from spells, and that was something that has really made me have to think about how I'm going to do my encounters and make sure that they're not going to be able to just kill whatever I put at them like super quickly. In conclusion, I really like having a paladin as the DM. I think that it makes it so characters feel like they can go into encounters with a little bit more confidence because they know that they have somebody who can not only heal them, but is pretty strong and able to do a lot of damage. So that balance of being able to have a healer and a martial fighter is just really nice, and I think that they're a great addition to the party. And as players, I think that they like having a paladin because there's somebody that they can rally around and rely on and trust, and there's just lots of really fun role-playing opportunities with the different oaths that they have, and I just think that is a really well laid out class and is really great to have in the party. So there's my thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know which class you want to see next.